Welcome back to an episode. We are still on the Normandy, and we have something in our quarters that is actually quite weird. It is a strange sphere. Wait a minute. Personal cabin, team members none. Okay, no mentioning of that sphere. And I was looking into the wiki about that, just because I was very interested. And there's something interesting about that sphere, because this one seems familiar. We have found something like this on Elatania, whatever, in Mass Effect 1. But there's one catch, because the sphere had an opening, and you can put something in it, like kind of key or whatever. And in order to get that item, you have to do quests in a very specific order. There is a consort on the Citadel, and that consort, very important, has a quest for you. And if you finish that quest too quickly, you cannot get that special item. What you have to do, though, is first solve the problem of the what was it? A Turian and an Elcor, both of them kind of fighting over the consort. And yeah, first you have to solve this quest for them, and then you have to finish the whole consort thing in this order, and then you actually get the key in order to open up that sphere in Mass Effect 1. Very important that you do it in that order. So first, do the quest for, well, the Turian and the Elcor. Give them the information, and then go to the consort in order to get her reward in that order, not the other way around. Very important, because otherwise you don't get the bonus item. So we got that one done. Now let's just interact with the relic. Okay, I actually thought it would have like a bit more special interaction, but alright. No other special ships. Looks like I have to get shopping now. Anyway, this is at least something very important to know about that relic. And right now we are, thank you, Callie, we're going for the space exploration. Look at how many systems there are for me to explore. Interesting. So we are on a yeah, the whole Horizon business pretty much happened on its own, and I have to explore all the other planets real quick, do some scanning, and then whatever cluster this is 100% finished. So let's just do this. Let's do some clearance right now. Maybe there are also other systems and clusters that we can explore, so let's just do that before we do any other missions. Alright. A pressure cooker of a planet. Oh, Venture. Venture's thick and nitrogen-based atmosphere is also the source of wealth for a small colonist industry. While Venture's high temperatures are brutal, the primordial soup is not as acidic as on other hothouse planets. Xenon can be readily collected and isolated from the lower tropospheres by recovery bots. This xenon is then sold for use in ion drives and some electric lights. Venture's gravity is relatively low for a planet of its size, making the recovery more economical than would otherwise be expected. Interesting, but it's still heavier than Earth.
Launching probe. Probe away.
Maybe I have to go back and get some other fuel station.
Probe launched.
It should really, like in every system that is right next to a Mass Effect relay,
Launching probe.
a Mass relay, I should always put like a fuel station, just in case. So you don't have to go from one system to the next just to get some additional fuel. I mean, you already go from one system to the next because of the probes and the fuel, but going from one mass relay to another one because of the fuel stuff, that seems to be a bit ridiculous. Oh, that's a good one.
Launching probe. Launching probe. Launching probe. Probe launched.
There may be just one more spot. There you go.
Probe
And then
away.
it turns into depleted, right? Yes. Perfect. There's some medium spikes there as well, but we don't care. Let's get to the next planet. Prospect. That's Prospect, Horizon, Venture, everything about like exploration and stuff. Interesting naming. Prospect is a hydrogen-nitrogen gas giant with 13 known moons, most of which seem to have dense, heavy metal deposits on first scan, starting a resource rush by the colonists from nearby Horizon. In a tragic turn of events, a galactic uranium-sulfur surplus drove half the mining firms out of business, and the surface of some moons are littered with the bodies of executives who committed suicide by airlock. Today's mining corporations have reached a much more palatable equilibrium and hold more diversified and sustainable portfolios. Prospect is within the frost line of its solar system, where ice giants do not normally form. For this reason, it is believed to have been an extrasolar capture. Just because a planet is somewhere where it's not supposed to be, it doesn't really mean like it didn't really travel. What if the planet itself formed, but then moved into a different zone into the system? That's like an interesting. Actually, this one looks good.
Launching probe.
Interesting double thingy. But it looks like there's also some element 0 on here. Is there a little spike? No.
Probe launched.
Looks like medium, but no, it's probably not high enough. Let's try this one.
Probe away.
Too greedy. There you go. Elements.
Probe launched.
First one. I'm halfway through the planet, which is a quite question.
Launching probe.
Oh, it's already poor. So my scanning was actually quite good. Let's see. There has to be either more element 0 around here, or there is a large spike that for some reason I wasn't really able to find. That's not a large spike, but it could turn it. No. I definitely missed a large spike somewhere. Yeah, that's a good one.
Launching probe.
The last one, I believe. Yes. So, we got that planet done. Oh, look at that. The last one. What's it called? Watchman. Perched on the outer edge of Iera's small solar system, Watchman is a mid-sized rock and ice planet that has picked up a dozen moon-sized objects. Its nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere is too thin to support life, with solid ice covering its calcium-heavy rocky core. Footprints of the first surveying teams to come to the planets can still be seen on its practically airless surface. The planet, devoid of valuable resources, has seen few visitors since. What? That means it already starts moderate, okay. But what if it actually has some element 0 on it? Just no one has found it yet. That would be quite nice. But as usual, don't get any good surprises.
Launching probe.
Alright, anyway. It's moderate, which means there's like less than 10?
Probe launched.
Good probing sites. Yeah, look at that. 3 probe sites, nothing more. I'm not going for the medium ones yet. Let's go for the big ones.
Launching
Look at how much
probe.
I actually got. Element 0 is almost at 100,000. The rest is like 700, 500 and 600,000. That's a large amount. It's a medium one. This is actually a necessary probe. Slightly unnecessary probe. Let's see. Kind of felt as if this was a good spike down there. Just This is a good spike. No. I'm wasting probes right now.
Probe away.
But anyway, I have to try. At one point, I'm gonna find something. As usual, the good stuff is somewhere where I've scanned before. But I'm zigzagging all the time, which means sometimes I do miss out stuff. This looks good.
Launching probe.
So I got 3 more. There's a spike. I know there's a spike. The thing is, I think I missed it somewhere. There, this is the real one.
Launching probe.
Maybe. Oh no, it's still not it. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, there we go.
Probe launched.
Found it. Took long enough. Okay, so now it's at 100%. Time to get to another one. The Shadow Sea. Yeah, let's get more edgy. There are so many sites right now. Look at that. And the Crescent Nebula has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different missions. All of them somewhat related to something. All of this 100%, 100%. Can't even see some clusters because they're hidden behind the quest text. 100%, 100%. This is where we are right now. Strangely blinking. 100%. 69%. Kaelston Rift. Okay, what's so special about that? And Hades Nexus, 92%. Interesting. So, but there's no quest going towards it. So why only have like 92%? Let's just start with this one because it's almost 100% explored. There's something weird about it. And no quest getting, yeah, pointing me towards it. So something's weird. Okay, all of it is at 100%, except for Sheol. Why did I not find Sheol before? That's weird. What's so special about that? Only one planet. Okay, that's really weird.
Anomaly detected.
Okay, Guy Hinnom. A nearly atmosphereless, tidally locked planet orbiting a red dwarf star. Gay Hinneman was the first place human explorers discovered a dedicated Prothean burial ground. While a few sites were saved for posterity, Eldfell Ashland Mining successfully lobbied to scout the rest of the planet for Element Zero and soon as embroiled in a scandal. Mining teams were looting grave sites, searching for Ezo and other treasures, and many got rich of the so-called cemetery business, while EAM of whatever this is officially brought a stop to the looting. Its mining teams remain on the planet, prospecting the unclaimed territory and taking their ore to the Parmiat system for refining. Travel advisory: armed conflicts have broken out between miners and scientists, staking claims to Prothean ruins. Visitors are advised to employ security while exploring unknown regions of the planet. Right. Gay Hinneman. Interesting. Okay, we have to help them. Interesting.
Scans have found something.
Yeah, surface scans show evidence of a shipwreck, meeting Quarian design specifications. Identity of ship unknown. Number of life signs detected in vicinity uncertain. Local wildlife may interfere with accuracy of biological scan. The thing is, it's a Quarian site. But I don't have a Quarian with me right now. Like, these areas would actually be very nice. If I have, well, a related species with me, but I don't, because I don't have the Quarian. This may be the reason why this planet just popped up right now, because it's a Quarian related mission. So maybe I have to come back here later. So I have to kind of like postpone that mission. And once I got Tally again, team, I can, yeah, try to explore that with her, because her reaction might be a wee bit better. Thing is, what happens if we just take too long? Is this a like time sensitive thing and they die? Probably not.
Probe launched.
Okay, this planet is actually really rich on stuff. May end up... Okay.
Probe away.
I think I could even get to like
Probe away.
1 million resources.
Launching probe.
Especially on the one that's now at like almost 800,000. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. In the end, I may even be able to just get another ship.
Launching probe.
Just because.
Launching probe.
That one was an element 0 spike for a moment.
Launching
How
probe.
much we got here? 600? 300 element 0. I mean, better than nothing.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
And this is... just about still.
Launching probe.
But wait, there's more.
Probe launched.
Okay, it has to be depleted at one point, right? That's just far too much. Ah, there we go. Element 0 going around here.
Probe launched.
Still not. There's one more spike around here. Why do I always miss a spike somewhere at the beginning? It's ridiculous. There's a spike. I know it. It's just not there enough. I'm gonna deplete everything. Maybe there's like a medium. There you go. That's a good one. That might be the last one. Hopefully. Yes. Okay, so we got that planet now. The guy hit him. The Anomaly, right? Anomaly, right? Good. And the relic in Shepard's room. That was interacted with. Let's see. We're going to get the anomaly thing somewhere later. First, we're going to have a little look around and scan things, investigate the Quarian crash site, yes. But I have to get the Quarian first. The thing is, it said anomaly, and now it says investigate the Quarian crash site. What does it say now? Still, investigate Quarian crash site, yes. Tali is all the way over here, which is good. Help Jacob, this is the side mission. Rosetta Nebula. Then Ilium is Miranda's missions and all of this stuff. I just hope I don't land there immediately. That would be a wee bit iffy. But okay. There aren't actually that many clusters. Let's just go to Jacob's cluster real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to explore everything. And there's actually a lot. Whoa, Enoch. Okay. Interesting names. So, Mizraim. A small gas giant, Mizraim, is primarily hydrogen and methane around a rocky core. There's no remaining trace of the civilization from Job on Mizraim itself, but debris orbiting the planet indicates that artificial satellites were once in place before being destroyed. Mizraim. Every time I hear these kind of names, I really want to play Soul Reaver again.
Probe launched.
Well, actually, the whole Legacy of Kain series. Starting with the first one, which was so old that it's actually very difficult to get running, and also to find copies of it.
Launching probe.
Then, yeah, Blood Omen 1, Blood Omen 2, and yeah, all of the other thingies. There you go. Which one is actually my favorite? I mean, Blood Omen has its own little charm, because it's a completely different story, with the Hilden and all of those. It's actually quite cool.
Probe away.
completely different setting.
Probe launched.
Well, I mean, it does play in the same world or whatever, but it feels completely different.
Probe away.
Because, yeah, you are actually taking part in
Launching
an
probe.
environment that is still somewhat alive. The whole Soul Reaver stuff happens like much later. Where like humans and
Probe away.
actually the whole castle and society or whatever just somewhat died off. So everything is somewhat destroyed.
Probe
And on
away.
the downturn. And we got it depleted. Perfect.
Launching probe.
Phew, let's see. Next up is the fuel station. And whatever this planet is. The Goliath. Same naming scheme. Same book. A hydrogen helium gas giant. Goliath's orbit takes it near the system's mass relay. Not only near, but right. No, the fuel station. Anyway, if useful event for drive core discharges and automated helium-free refueling platforms. Unfortunately, its orbit is currently taking its away from the relay, and it will continue this inconvenience for the next 3 galactic standard years. It's a very long orbit. Yeah, just think about it. Like, we are used for Earth to go around the sun within a year, and we consider this a year, but some planets take like pretty much forever to go around the sun.
Probe away.
Going around the sun is kind of like what makes the whole seasons happening. Think about a season pretty much
Launching probe.
going on for a year instead of just a few months or so. Like, that's extremely long. So you have like a heating period, a frost period, like
Probe
eternal
launched.
winter almost. A year full of winter, multiple years full of winter. That would be ridiculously cold. Same for the summer, right? How would a planet even survive that?
Probe
It would be a
launched.
scorching or frozen hellscape.
Launching probe.
Maybe the reason why Earth is in a habitable zone is because it turns around fairly quickly. So it doesn't burn itself or doesn't freeze
Probe launched.
itself. Because it has a relatively
Launching probe.
quick switch between like hot seasons and cold seasons. That may actually be the thing. Not the real distance towards the sun. That doesn't really matter, but the speed at which the planet goes around the sun. That might just be it. Because, like, okay, actually the seasons is not because the planet goes around the sun, but because of the axial tilt of it. But the thing is, on one side over here, the tilt goes one direction, and on the other side of the orbit, the tilt goes also the same direction, but now a different part of the planet points towards the sun. This is why different parts of the planet get sunlight at different times of the year. Therefore making seasons happen. So let's say you have like no axial tilt. There wouldn't be any seasons at all. Or let's say you have a very extreme axial tilt. Like so it's like flat almost, right? So you have a pure night half a year, and then like 100% day the other half of the year. And then you have like some in-betweeny things where like day and night is like kind of normal almost. Yeah, the interchange would be different. The in-betweeny thing. Laban is a desert world with sea upon sea of scorching hot iron oxide, wearing away marbleized cliffs. Its atmosphere is thick and layered with significant levels of oxygen trapped under an upper helium layer. Initially, surveyors detected traces of iridium from orbit, only to find a surprising archaeological discovery. The iridium came from bunkers on the surface, blown apart by a Dreadnoughts-class weapon. The logical conclusion was that the civilization on Job had reached Laban and its outposts here were destroyed to make their extermination complete. But why? I mean, why go through all of this effort just to destroy stuff? It makes no sense.
Probe away.
I mean, usually if you destroy things, you do it for a reason and not just for pure destruction. Like usually there's some recycling happening afterwards. This is why you destroy things in the first place. Because you need the stuff that this thing is made out of.
Launching probe.
And if it's like a something that is like more rigid, like a building also,
Probe launched.
then the reason is maybe the resources, but also just the land where it stands at.
Probe away.
You only do this if there's like limited land to place things at. And because planets are fairly abundant in here,
Probe
land
launched.
also is fairly abundant, so this is never really an issue.
Probe launched.
Ooh, element 0 there.
Launching probe. Launching probe. Probe launched.
Oh wait, it's already depleted. Wanted to continue on scanning, but okay. So, Laban is done. And that could be the last one.
Anomaly detected.
Oh, Job. Job is a two-mooned habitable planet that is most well known for its mass extinction event, thousands of years ago. Job was home to a primate-like spacefaring civilization, as well as abundant flora and fauna. However, this can only be deducted from time capsules, but into the ground well outside habitable centers. All cities and detectable dwellings were targeted in a massive orbital bombardment that turned them into vapor. The resulting dust shower killed all photosynthetic life and all fauna dependent on it. Today, humans have recolonized the planet and are rapidly introducing their own species, beginning with cyanobacteria and heterotrophic bacteria to bring a suitable level of oxygen and nitrogen for respiration. Travel advisory. Atmospheric pressure at sea level on Job is double that of Earth. Visitors with upper respiratory infections, emphysema and cancer, or a history of thoracic surgery should consult their physician before landing on Job. So anyone with a breathing problem, basically. Capital New Jericho. 21 million people. Still a lot. But why did they bombard the... Wait a minute. To an habitable planet that is most well... thousands of years ago. So actually not that far. It was home to a primate-like spacefaring and primate-like. As well as abundant flora and fauna. This can only... targeted in a massive orbital bombardment. So... why and who actually destroyed them? That's the real question. Alright, let's just get some element 0 here.
Probe launched.
Then we are going for that pointing over there.
Looking for survivors. Bastards didn't know
There.
Launching probe. Scans have found something.
So, mercenary activities detected on planet's surface. Communication matches blue suns and coding protocols. Possible location for rumored site of illegal archaeological activity. Blue Sun's intentions on... no. Yeah. Then we have a dig site. Yeah, look at that. Enoch system, Rosetta, whatnot. Why did they destroy the whole thing?
Probe launched.
Someone really didn't want those spacefaring civilizations to be here. It says thousands of years ago.
Probe away.
I don't think it's 50,000 years. And Reapers don't orbital bombard stuff.
Probe Probe launched.
At least this is... They just have a different way of clearing civilizations.
Launching probe.
They usually do this without anything remaining, right?
Launching probe.
But because the people know that there was something beforehand, really means that there was like a war or so between these species and maybe another one. The other one just took over for whatever reason.
Probe away.
The strange thing is that this is a primate like species, or was supposed to be a primate like species, so like humans, proto-humans, meaning like the humans before the humans in here. It's like Neanderthals,
Probe
pretty
away.
much. But just with a different kind of primates. Primate. Just thinking about it, what actually is a primate?
Launching probe.
Like we use that word, but what actually is the meaning of it?
Launching probe.
Questions upon question upon question. Looks like I have to get back to this planet later.
Launching probe.
Because there may be a few more... Oh, it's Puna. Okay, that's good. I think it doesn't go back to depleted immediately, does it? Yeah, there's more. But wait, there's more. The D. And back we go. So, what have we got done here? Large spike? Yes. That could be the last one. Yeah, immediately. So, investigate the dig site. So we have an anomaly. No, wait. Let's just write this down. Quarians. Quarian site after tally. And then dig site. Okay. I just had to write this down so that I know what kind of missions I can do. Maybe. So, Ficleo. Ooh, just 2 planets. Nice. Selene. A mid-sized hydrogen-helium gas giant, Selene, has an automated helium-free refueling station, indicating that this remote system was once inhabited. Its distance from the mass relay and archaic design of the fuel station suggests that the system was mapped by someone who did not go through the relay, but discovered it in independent FTL exploration. Selene is within the frost line of its parent, and then extrasolar capture because of this. The gas giants do not normally form. But what if they were pushed into the frost line, or they came into the frost line later? So they formed somewhere where they usually form, and then they just, for some reason, moved into the frost line. Don't know why they would do that. But that could also be an interesting exploration. Explanation.
Probe away.
So that was like that.
Probe launched.
So how many more spikes do we have on this supposedly cool planet?
Launching probe.
It's an awful lot of spikes. Look at that. Awful lot. That's another one.
Probe away.
Now we gotta deplete it. Okay. My guess is that there might be another medium-ish kind of like that one.
Launching probe.
Anyway. There are just 2 planets around here, so we should be good. Let's get to the next one. Parnassus, a boiling hot rock planet with extreme tectonic activity. Parnassus is home to many volcanic mountains. Surface scans reveal several geothermal and solar power stations tapping the planet's abundant energy. There's no history of the planet or its government in Citadel Council records. Given its proximity to a mapped and recorded planet like Selene, someone must have deleted Parnassus from the database.
Probe launched. Probe away.
This planet may have a bit too many spikes now.
Launching probe.
Wait a minute. Usually 15 is the maximum of spikes you can get from a planet. So we should end up with like 7
Probe
remaining
launched.
probes, if anything.
Probe launched. Probe away.
That's not it. There we go.
Probe launched.
So I said 7. Maybe I was too... Yeah,
Launching
maybe I
probe.
exaggerated too much. Depleted. Right from good. Okay, now it's 13. Right. Let's get back to the fuel station. And then we can get Alpha Draconis. Every time I go very, very far, I'm so scared of reaching 0. But you don't have to be, that's the interesting bit. Actually, what happens if you have no resources left? That would be an interesting question. Still formerly unnamed, this planet is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with 21 moon-sized objects. 2175 AR2. That must be the arrival, like, time there found it. But why did no one actually care about giving it a name?
Probe launched.
I mean, sure, some planets are a bit more interesting than others, but
Probe launched.
there are so many people in the galaxy, and none of them come up with a name.
Probe launched.
I mean, does every planet need a name? Or should they just get numbers? Or maybe they don't even need numbers. Maybe they just need to be there. Yeah. That's actually a very interesting question.
Launching probe.
Do we need to name things? Where is that obsessive need for naming things coming from?
Launching probe.
Why do we care so much how something is called?
Probe launched.
I mean, the human mind tries to recognize patterns. Maybe any somewhat developed mind tries to recognize patterns. It's just how this works. And 2175 Aeia. Okay. Yeah, let's just give them some random names.
I have detected an anomaly.
Yeah, named after a TheNefari scientist, this remote planet appears to have been on the list of forbidden mass relays that led to uncharted space. The little data available comes from one far-off probe flyby that reports 2 planets orbiting a white dwarf star. Your own scans yield far more interesting results. The planet is within the habitable zone of the star. It has oceans of liquid water and thin nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere. Consistent with carbon-based plant life, it is possible this is an as-yet unexplored garden world. And 1.1 G, so it's pretty much... This is pretty much like Earth. Surface temperature 16 Celsius. I think this is also the same as with Earth. You wouldn't really think that it's that cold all the time, but yeah. Very, very cold. So, let's get the the stress thingy. Where is it? Ooh.
Launching probe.
Not only this, we also
I
got
have found something.
the resources. Named after TheNefari, yada yada yada. It doesn't tell me why we got that, but now we can land. That must be the thing that Jacob actually mentioned. Or the reason why Jacob wants to get here.
Launching probe.
Alright, so, but we ignore all of the missions. We come back here later. First, we're going to get
Launching
the
probe.
resources. Oh,
Probe
there's even
away.
element 0 on it. Look at that. There's a little spike. And if you see a small
Probe
spike,
away.
there may even be bigger ones.
Launching probe.
Yeah.
Probe away.
Probe away.
Probe away.
Okay, moderate. That means we have 5 more decent spikes to go.
Probe launched.
Number 1. Where are the others? 2.
Probe away.
Oh. Okay. How does the game decide if it's moderate or what is considered to be moderate or whatever? Questions upon questions upon questions. Let's get the fuel depot. Good. So we got Jacob's little cluster all explored. Then there's Farim. Interesting name, Farim.